ALH with low EGR flow. I'm not working on it, my co-worker's working on it. Right now he's got vacuum gauge hooked up to the vacuum pump, or this is the vacuum reservoir. And you can see there's low vacuum right now, but if you move the vacuum pump hose, look at the vacuum go up, and you can hear the EGR. Let go. EGR is not working. Open it again. Now it's open again. So check your vacuum. You can see it dropping again. Good stuff. To be fair, the car was towed in, so he obviously didn't drive it. Half of the disc is gone. Those are the disc vent fins. So it should have come in a long time before this has occurred. That's North America for you. Half the disc is missing. Every time I want to film, somebody's making noise. Here you can see the difference in rotors. This guy is missing this upper piece. That's the pad that was sitting on there. That's crazy. Talk about annual inspections being done, huh? Or a lack of, I should say. 55,000 kilometers, original belt, 2000 Beetle, 1.8 turbo. There's this small crack starting right there. 17-year-old belt, that's crazy. It's got towed in, won't drive. See the drive shaft, broken CV boot. The joint fell apart. See if I can rotate it here. Not so good. Time for a CV joint. Just forcing some smoke in the exhaust so we can see where it's coming from. There's a bad connection there. Bad connection there. It's all rusty. I think the manifold somewhere up there. Sometimes too much smoke is no good either. Can't tell where it's coming from. See EGR pipe. Looks like somebody's been in here before. It's opening up again. Yeah, braze all around it. When your B5 Passat is dripping water underneath the engine or somewhere underneath the chassis and it hasn't rained in a few days, maybe check your battery tray. Look at that, it's like 6 inches deep of water here. So best thing to do is to remove the drain spout. And I'll just point it out real quick. You can sort of see it right there. So I'm just going to poke it with the pry bar. And I just got to move my knees. That's all the water that's coming out. There you go. nice and empty of water. No more sloshing around of liquid in here. There might be a second drain underneath the booster, but having one is good enough. Having one clear is good enough. Mark IV Golf with intermittent low clutch pedal, or clutch pedal you can't shift. Co-worker's working on this one, and you can see the hose here and the hydraulic line, and I'm just gonna move the hose a bit. You can see where it's rubbing. Go ahead, push. Pump it. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. So the hose is leaking, causing a low clutch pedal. Can't shift intermittently. When your brake warning light comes on while you're driving, especially going up or down a hill, this brake warning light, doesn't really matter what car, that usually indicates a low fluid in the brake fluid reservoir. Now, you're not really supposed to just top it up because you could have an underlying issue. Either the brakes are worn down to where the fluid level dropped because it's taking up the space that the pads used to take up, or it's because there's a leak. In this case, there's a leak. You'll see it in a minute. But so when you see your steady brake light on, it's either because the handbrake's on or because the fluid level is so low that it's always on. If it comes on and off going up or down a hill, that's usually a sign of low fluid level. This caliper looks like it's leaking. This is the parking brake mechanism here. You can see it's all wet. So there's a seal up in here that's leaking. As a comparison, the other side nice and dry, nice and clean. So I'll need a caliper on this side. 2004 Jetta TDI BEW, repair to start, doesn't start. Key on, no check engine light. It's as simple as that, people. At least I go there first. Most likely the power supply relay. Stay tuned. So it's the infamous relay 109. Looks like this one was replaced before. It's an aftermarket relay. Cracker. But as soon as I put my hand on it with the key on, the check engine light came on. So in order to get to it, you remove this big guy here, which is, I believe, your wiper relay or a wiper module. The wiper relay sits right here. Oops, these two, and then just above it, in position 12, this empty spot is position 13. This is a 109 relay. This is one of our used ones for just testing purposes. We know this one is a reliable, good one, no matter if I tap on it or not. So I'm going to use this one for testing purposes, and we'll order in a new one. This looks fairly recently replaced, but we don't have a record of it, and the customer doesn't have a record of it ever been replaced. So at one point in time, it obviously was. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, I guess we should show you. Here's the check engine light, and it starts up. Coolant temp sensor is located down by the coolant flange here. You can see this is a green sensor. It's been replaced before. What you want to do is push down on the connector, push down, and then this little tab, pull up on it. While you're pulling up on it, then pull off the connector. And just for easier viewing purposes, we'll do it on the MAF sensor. Same connector. You push the connector towards the component, pull back on the tab, and then pull the connector off. You can also put a screwdriver in here, lever the release lever, and then pull the connector off. If this tab is broken, you have to go from underneath. You need a pick like this. You stick the pick in there, wedge it in, lift up on the tab, and and then you can pull the connector off. I'm just doing this one-handed. Usually I would grab the connector with the other hand and pull. Okay, so hopefully that works for you guys. Thanks for watching. This is not how a cabin filter is supposed to sit. Somebody was in a hurry, and it's the wrong filter to begin with anyways.